Hello and welcome to Wagwell Yoga. My name is Molly Wagman, and today we're going to go through a quick yoga beginner's flow. So go ahead and get into something comfy, and you'll want to grab your yoga mat, any props that you know that you need. Otherwise, if you don't have any props, you can just use a towel or a blanket. You just want something supportive and soft underneath you. So let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. Child's pose is a great rest pose. So the best way to get into it is you start on all fours and widen your knees as much as you need to feel comfortable. Everyone's body's a little bit different. Everyone's hips are a little bit different. So you can do this a couple ways by bringing your knees about hip width apart and just bringing your hips down to your heels, stretching your hands out in front of you, and bringing your forehead as close to the mat as possible. Now, the modification here would be to put some blocks. You can use books and a towel or a blanket to help support your head. Or you can keep that here, or you can go into a more modified pose, which is called shell. This can be really nice if your knees are more together. Now, I love to have a little bit of a wider stance. So with my child's pose, you can bring your knees a little bit wider apart, more like almost shoulder width, but basically to your mat's edge. And the taller you are, the more space it's going to take up. And then you bring your toes together here in the back. Again, bring your butt down to your heels and then extend your arms forward and rest your forehead on the mat. You can also bring your block or your books with your towel underneath your forehead here, or bring your pillow or towel underneath your butt, just for some extra support. And then you just really sink in. We'll be here for a couple breaths, breathing in and out through your nose. It's a great way to stretch your back, your hips. And this will be a rest pose eventually for you, but it might not feel like that today. Oh, hello, Rhea. Hello, my sweet girl. All right, come on out, come back to that tabletop. And then you can move back and forth, get some movement. And we'll move into some more movement into cat-cow. So in cat-cow, we make a motion like a cat, an angry cat, and a cow going moo. So to do this first, you want to do your cow pose. So think about bringing your navel down to the earth, lifting your chin and your head up, but not forcing your low back down. Just really soft, easy movements, keeping your knees about hip width apart, and your wrists are right underneath your shoulders for both cat and cow. So we take a deep breath in, and then exhale into cat. And think about lifting your belly button up to your spine here, keeping the tops of your feet down, making sure you're not gripping your toes in. And you lift your upper back into an angry cat pose. And then just find what feels good for you as you flow through. Inhale, exhale. And cat-cow is really great for that spine mobility. And then you can go as quick or as slow as you'd like. And then find yourself back into a neutral spine. And then sit back into your child's pose. breaths. Now we're going to lift into down dog. This is one of the most popular yoga poses. So to get into down dog, if you want to stretch your wrists out, you might want to do that too. You're going to place your palms a little bit out in front of you, about shoulder width apart. You really want to spread your fingertips here. I'm going to remind you about this again because this is really important. You want to really get as much surface area down here as possible. And think about also lifting your biceps up towards the sky when you're in the downward dog, and it'll help you feel a little bit more secure. So you curl your toes under and move forward so that you feel like you can lift your knees up and then lift your hips up to wherever feels comfortable. And when this is your first down dog of the day, ever, you really want to bend your knees. It's not about getting your legs straight. You can see how that moved, right? You really want to think about stretching your back. So bend your knees as much as you need to. Crown of the head moves down to the earth, or pointing down towards the earth. You don't want to move your head to the earth. But think about lifting up, bringing your heels down. You can walk them out one by one, continuing to breathe. Remember, your hands are spread nice and wide. And if you're slipping a lot on your yoga mat, and your yoga mat needs to get some more use, you may also need to do some treatments for it, and I can give you some tips there as well. Just click the link in the show notes here. All right, and then we'll just come down. Back into child's pose for that rest. And if you're just getting started with yoga, down dog's going to be a rest pose for you. You may not believe me, but it will be. Come back into your tabletop. All right, now from tabletop, we'll go back into that down dog. So curl your toes under, lift knees, and then hips to the sky. Find your footing. We're gonna find a little bit of stability and lift your right leg up. We'll hold here for a couple breaths. Really, again, widen those fingertips, pushing into your pinky, your thumb, and your palm. And bring your knee to your chest, to your nose. Lift it forward through your palms and lift. Put your left leg onto the mat. And sit up as much as you can. Breathe in. You can lift your arms up. Down. Nice job. Shoot that leg back. Back into down dog for a little rest. Lift that left leg up, heel to the sky, arms steady, knee to nose through to your hands, right knee down. Arms can lift up or into your palm. Take a breath. Palms down, lift that right knee back, runner's lunge, shoot that left foot back. Down dog. Let's do it again. And if you have trouble getting your foot up, it's totally okay to move it forward or to readjust when you get into your pose. We'll stay here 2 breaths now. In through the nose, out through the nose, or out through the mouth. Make sure that your knee doesn't come too far forward over your ankle or over your toes. You want it mostly stacked. All right, lift that left knee, shoot the right leg back, back to down dog. 1 breath, left foot up and forward through to your palms. Lift up. Again, knee is pretty steady over that left ankle. Bring your arms wherever it's comfortable. It's really not that important where you have your arms in this pose. Whatever feels good for you, you're gonna get a great stretch here in your groin, your psoas. Feels really good. Palms down, shoot that left leg back, down dog, and then we'll come back to child's pose. Couple breaths here. Okay, now let's come into stretching our outer hips, our butt. We're gonna come into a figure four. So get into a situation where you're sitting on your butt and you can lay all the way down. And keep your feet onto the mat. Let's just find some grounding here. Take a breath in and out. And then you're going to bring one knee to your chest. Let's start with the right. Bring your right knee into your chest, hug it in as much as you can. And then cross that right ankle over your left knee, right above your knee, so in the meat of your leg. And if this is a good enough stretch for you, stay there. If you want more, you can bring your foot closer in towards your butt for a deeper stretch, or even more, lift your knee and hug that knee and that ankle into your chest, making sure that the right knee is still pointing out to the side as much as you can. You don't want to force it though. And get some good stretch. You should feel it right here in your right glute. And we'll take a few breaths here. And then go ahead and lower down. Bring that knee back into your chest. Extend it out. Have your feet meet each other, and then bring your left knee into your chest. Cross the left ankle over your right knee. Again, really above that right knee. And let your knee open up to the side. And now, if that's good, stay here. Otherwise, you can move to your more intense stretch pose. Maybe that's pulling this into your chest. So you thread your left arm in between your legs and hug the package into your chest. Take a couple breaths here. You can flex your foot. You can just let it be. Try not to point it. Whatever feels good for you. And then we'll let it go. And then unravel that leg and put both feet again on the floor. And then go ahead and bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a really nice big hug. You can rock side to side, massage the lower back a little bit. You deserve that hug. All right, and then you can put your arms to the side, or like out in like a T, or just to your side. I like to put them out into a T for this. And you can face your palms up towards the sky. Just make sure to keep your shoulders on the ground as much as possible. And then we're gonna take the whole legs. Remember, they're into their chest. Let's just bring them all the way over to the side here. We're not gonna stay long, but if you want some support, you can put your blocks underneath your thighs here. It's really nice. It's a good little stretch in the lower back. Twists are really great for spine mobility, but knees are kind of zipped together, ankles together, but try not to tense up so much. Should be nice and relaxing and relief. And if your legs don't stay zipped together, that is fine. All right. Roll back up with the strength of your abs. If you want, give a nice little hug in for a little release. arms back into that T, and then knees fall over to the left side. And if you'd like to, you can move your head to the right. Just continue to breathe. This gives a really nice stretch in the lower back and across your chest. All right. Inhale and knees back up to center. Give a nice big hug again. All right. And then from here, we'll go into happy baby. And you can do this one leg at a time, or you can do both at the same time. And the way that we do happy baby is you start with your knees into your chest, and then lift your feet up as much as you can towards the sky. And you might want to strap around your feet so that you can hold them, and that might be good here. Or if you're flexible enough, which doesn't mean you're better at the pose, just means that your body is more flexible. Grab your toes or the outside of your feet, and you're kind of thinking of pulling your knees into your armpits. So getting a nice stretch in the inner thighs. And we'll just stay here for a bit. So if you want to do just one leg at a time, you can have your leg out and one knee in. It's a little bit more comfortable when you have both in. But this is nice. This is for a little play. You know, you can, just like a little happy baby, extend one leg, extend the other, get some little hamstring stretches in there, as long as you continue to breathe. And we'll go ahead and release. And then you'll extend your feet out long to your mat. We're gonna get into our Savasana, which is final pose, corpse pose for rest. So extend your legs out. Your arms can be by your side, palms up. If you want to feel like you want some more energy, palms down if you want to feel more grounded. And take a few deep breaths here as you settle in. Feeling your legs expand and contract as you exhale. And then just breathe normally. We'll be here for a few minutes. This should really be a great way to seal your practice and prepare you for the next step in your day, or help you prepare for sleep. Let your belly rise, belly fall. And if thoughts arise about what you need to do today or what you forgot to do today, just let them pass. Wrap them up in a little cloud bubble and let them float away. When we rest, when we do this meditation, whether we're sitting, whether we're laying down, or even if we're walking, meditation is not about thinking of nothing. It's about just noticing your thoughts and trying to remove any judgment from it. So it's okay if thoughts come up. It does not mean that you're bad at meditating or bad at yoga. I think one moment, one day, you'll laugh and you'll go, haha. Okay, I don't know what that was. Then when you're ready, bring some life back into your body and move your wrists, your ankles, wiggle your toes and your fingers. Roll over to your right side into the fetal position using your right bicep as a pillow. Preparing to sit up and use the strength of your hands to move back up into a seated position. Whatever is comfortable for you. Take a deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in. Lift your arms up to the sky, palms together, bring them down as you exhale. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that was a great introduction for you to get started with a quick yoga session. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day or a restful sleep. Namaste.